So I'm going to talk about some tips that I use when I approach classic literature or books that are a little bit more difficult to read. So one of the more recent things that I've done is I picked up these little book tab target things. And I did this because I really dislike writing into books. That isn't to say that I never write into books, but I found that this was a way to mark certain lines of the text that I wanted to focus on. I write a lot of Goodreads reviews of every book that I read, and so I use these to kind of reference some lines that I found really memorable or that I may want to cite in my reviews. So you can see here, this is the book Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. It's just the book that was closest to me. But, I just marked my page and the line with the book target. And I think you can see a few more in there just throughout the book where I put the little targets. The second tip that I really think is beneficial for me to retain what I'm reading is to just get a standard index card, and on the front of the index card I write a lot of the characters' names and who they are. And this isn't usually characters that just show up for a page or two, but characters that are reoccurring, so more important figures in the book. So again, this is my index card for Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. So I have characters' names and who they are here, and then below that, if there's room, while I'm reading, I'll write some talking points that I can use if I want to review or remember specific aspects of the writing itself. On the back of the index card, and this is going to look really busy on the card because Invisible Man happens to have a lot of chapters, and the chapters are really well written in that you know what each chapter is about. It's very episodic. So I was able to fit every chapter onto the back of this index card. And after I read it, I just tried to write a little half sentence or one sentence summary of what I had just read in that chapter. So for example, chapter 1 of Invisible Man, I wrote fight and wins scholarship. Below here, around chapter 13 maybe, it says breaks up riot, helps evictees. So just something to trigger my memory when I pick the book up again. If I set it down for a day or two, I can look back through this and know where I am in the story, and that helps me retain the information that I'm reading. It's important to stick with an index card, I found. If you allow yourself to write on a big, 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, you're more likely to write more information than you need or get a little bit too detailed. So you're constrained with the index card, the size of it, which I think really comes in handy because you have to figure out how to best use that space that could help you best remember what you're reading and enhance that reading process. Another thing about the index card is that you can use it as a bookmark. So those are a couple of tips. I would really recommend using those book darts and also the index card trick while you're reading.